Hey, Miles Consulting clients, I want to take just a moment to introduce you to an exciting new service that we're offering, and I believe that every one of you needs this from time to time, and that is recruiting. We've dabbled in recruiting in the past and provided some good value, but we're upping our game and building out an enterprise-level recruiting function to serve you. We are applying the same customer-first, build-by-the-hour structure that you've told us that you love about our HR services to recruiting. We are building something different than what you see out there, something with your needs in mind. The recruiting industry is a dirty, greedy business, but it's been a necessity when it's time to grow your team. If you've ever paid a third-party recruiter 20% or more of a salary and walked away feeling like the deal wasn't fair, I'm talking to you. Let's talk about how traditional recruiting works for a second. You need to hire someone, so you call a recruiter. They send you some resumes, you interview a few people, you hire one, and then you cross your fingers. And then you write a big fat check for tens of thousands of dollars. On a $70,000 a year hire, that's $14,000 to $17,000. On a $100,000 a year hire, that's $20,000 to $25,000, just gone. At that exact moment, you're also adding to your payroll, taking a risk on a new person, and stretching your operating capital to grow, and then they are robbing you of your funds in a way that sometimes feels like extortion. So here's the part that nobody talks about. That third-party recruiter, they don't know you. They don't know your company. They don't know your values. They don't know your culture. They don't know what makes someone thrive in your environment. What they know is what you told them on a 20-minute intake call, and they will never know or care about you like we do. They are not an extension of your team. They are simply a vendor with a financial incentive to close a deal. And candidates know that. Candidates really don't trust outside recruiters in the way that they trust a direct connection to the company. Candidates can be guarded. They're skeptical. And by the time those candidates get to you, that relationship is already a little bit complicated. So we built a better way. At Moss Consulting, we are what's called a white labeled RPO, a recruiting process outsourcer. What that means in practice is this. Just like we act as your HR department, acting as an internal part of your organization, we take that same exact approach with recruiting. You give us a recruiting @ or a careers @ email address on your domain. We post your jobs as you. We communicate with candidates as you. We build your brand, not ours. From the moment a candidate sees your job posting to the moment that they sign their offer letter, they feel like they're dealing directly with your company because they are. There's no middleman. There's no confusion. There's no distrust. If the candidate asks us, we're of course going to be honest. But when this process is done right, the communication is seamless and they see us as a part of your team because we are. We can even set up a custom background for your video calls and wear a company shirt with your logo on it. The trust the candidates extend to your brand starts from the very first interaction that they have, and that changes everything. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how we work. It starts with us understanding your position completely, not just the job description, but who thrives in your company. What are your values? What does success look like in this role 90 days in, a year in, 5 years in? We build a recruiting plan around that understanding, and then you sign off on it before we start. You confirm all the details of how we plan to represent you and your company, and then we get to work. And very exciting, we now have access to LinkedIn's full enterprise recruiting platform. This is a really big deal. This is the same tool that's used by the largest companies in the world, and it allows us to source candidates actively and passively. So we're not just posting a job and hoping and waiting. We're going out and finding the right people. We can now see who's privately marked as open to all new opportunities, and we have access to all 1 billion people on LinkedIn, and we can reach out and talk to them all. Every candidate who matches the search criteria goes through a structured video screening interview. We use a tool called Fireflies to record every single one of those video calls, and that means that you get the full video, transcript, and summary of the best candidates that we screen. So you can see exactly how the candidates present themselves. You can see how they communicate, how they handle questions. And AI is making it easier for people to write the most amazing resume you've ever seen. Whether or not they are the most amazing candidate that you've ever seen, these video screenings fix that. We evaluate every candidate against a scorecard built around your company values and the core needs of the position. So for those of you running EOS, you'll recognize this kind of structured evaluation. And even if you don't run EOS, you're going to get a clear, consistent, objective assessment of every single person that we bring forward to you. And here's the part that I really, really want you to hear is you're only ever going to see the best candidates out there. We screen out everyone who doesn't meet the bar. We filter for fit, for value, for communication, for capability. So by the time the candidate reaches your portal, they've proven that they are likely a fit. Every Moss Consulting recruiting client gets a portal. This is where the magic happens for you as a business owner. In your portal, you see only the candidates that we've selected for you. You see their profile, their resume, and our full evaluation of them. But more importantly, you see the video of their screening interview. Think about what that means for a second. Before you ever spend a whole hour of your day with a candidate, you've already seen them in an interview. You've seen how they carry themselves. You've heard how they talk about their experience. You've already gotten your base questions answered. And they've already been introduced to your company, to your values, and why this role matters to you. So by the time you sit down with them, this person, they're not a stranger. They're already sold on the opportunity. They come in eager. They come in prepared. And you already know that you want to be in the room with them. There's no more sitting through 45 minutes or an hour of painful time with someone that you knew wasn't going to be a fit in the first 5 minutes of meeting with them. So here's what else you can do in the portal, and this is super important, is you leave us notes. You give us feedback. You tell us exactly what you want to know more about. You tell us what you want to see next. Do you want us to dive deeper on a specific topic? Do you want to meet them on a video call first? Do you want to have someone else on your team meet with them? Do you want them to maybe try to do a small project so you can see their work product? Are you ready for them to come into your office? You drive, not some third-party recruiter who's in a hurry to go buy a boat with a check that you write them. You are paying us by the hour, so we move at your pace. Whatever you need to make your decision, you ask for it in that portal. And when you come back, when you have more time, we've handled it. You check in during the time that you have. You move things forward when you're ready. We built this process to work around you, not the other way around. So here's something that most third-party recruiters and most business owners don't think about. For every position that we fill for you, we might interview 30, 40, or 50 people. Most of them obviously won't get the job, but every single one of them leaves with an impression of you and your company. Those people, those candidates that you don't hire, they're going to go and work for your competitors. They're going to go and work for your customers. They're going to go and work for your partners. They are in your industry. They are in your market. The impression that they get from the interview experience with you and your company will echo in your market for years. So we treat every single candidate interaction as an opportunity to build your brand. We make sure that the 49 people who were not selected for the position leave that experience knowing what your company stands for, an understanding of what you do, why it matters, and most importantly, they feel genuinely respected by the experience. We encourage every single candidate to follow you on LinkedIn. We want them to come back and look for future roles with you. We want them sitting in a meeting room next year in one of your competitors' offices or one of your clients' offices saying, you know who would be a great fit for this project? Your company. We want them to go back into the market thinking, what a great company. They really care about their people, or I really hope I get the opportunity to work for them one day. Or it wasn't a great fit for me, but I know someone who would be a great fit. We're in front of them, so why not take the opportunity to educate and inspire them about you and your company and what you stand for and what makes you the best in your industry. One of the coolest and invisible advantages of using Moss for your HR services and your recruiting is what happens after someone accepts the offer. With a traditional third-party recruiter, they disappear the moment that big fat check clears. Your new hire walks in on day one and meets a completely different set of people than who walked them through the interview process. With an outside recruiter, everything that was shared with them, the candidate's goals, their concerns, what excites them about the role, none of that transfers. You have a cold start. With Moss, the people who recruited them are very likely the same people supporting them as employees. They've likely already met their HR manager during the interview process. The trust is already there. The relationship is already beginning to be built. Everything we learn about this person during the recruiting process, we carry forward into how we help integrate them into your team. We know what motivates them. We know what they're nervous about. We know what they're looking for and what they were looking for when they took this job. With us, there's no recruiter who disappears. There's no disconnect. There's no loss in translation, just a continuous relationship from candidate to employee that's better for them and that's better for you. One of the most exciting aspects of our significantly improved recruiting process is the person that we have brought on to lead it. Our new recruiter, Wesley, has made Moss Consulting so much stronger by bringing her recruiting experience and expertise to our team. Wesley has built high volume, targeted recruiting programs for large corporations using creativity and sheer grit to find success where many others have struggled. She's managed high-level executive searches, taking the time necessary to fill the highest-level positions and attract leaders across multiple industries. She brings out-of-the-box solutions, candidate-focused processes, and a way of communicating that eases every single part of the process. Wesley's excellent. And if you aren't sure if you want to work with us for recruiting, just take 10 minutes and chat with Wesley. Just like the other amazing HR leaders that you work with at Moss Consulting, Wesley would normally be out of the reach to you as a full-time resource. Using the fractional pay for only what you need model, this gives you access to a world-class, highly experienced recruiter at an affordable rate, paying only for the time that she works for you, paying the same hourly rate that you do for our HR services. So all of that's great, but let's talk about the biggest advantage of working with us for recruiting, and that is money. We bill by the hour. It's $135 an hour for only the recruiting work that we actually do for you. This is the same efficiency and transparency that you've used from our HR services. You see a weekly report every Friday that tells you exactly what we worked on, how many hours we spent, and what our plan is for next week. There's no surprise bills, no end of the month disappointment. You know exactly where you stand every single week. Because enterprise level recruiting tools cost as much as a mid-sized sedan every single month, we do charge a platform fee of $550 per month per position. That covers the enterprise class technology that we use to find and present you with great people. If a position is listed in a given month, whether that's part of the month or the whole month, you're billed $550 for that position, in addition to the hourly time spent working on filling the role. So for most positions, we estimate 10 to 20 hours of recruiting work per week, depending on how competitive the role is and how quickly you need to fill that spot. Our goal is to fill every single position within 3 to 4 weeks. So let's put some numbers to it. A typical position filled in 4 weeks might run $4,000 to $6,000 all in, compared to writing a check for $14,000 to $25,000 to a recruiter who doesn't know your company, doesn't represent your brand, and who disappears after the invoice is paid. We think that math pretty much speaks for itself. And we think that you would feel better about the investment every single time. So we've built this with you in mind. Our goal is to provide enterprise-level HR services to small and medium-sized businesses in an affordable way, and that's become a reality. Now we are using the same transparent model with recruiting. Enterprise recruiting tools, a structured, consistent process, a white-labeled approach that builds your brand, hourly billing that doesn't require you to buy your third-party recruiter a boat every single time you make a hire. We've got it all built, and we are ready to go. So my ask is super simple. Give us a position, one position. See what the experience is like. See the candidates that we bring you. See the portal. See the video interviews. See the scorecards. Feel the love. At the end of it, when you have hired someone excellent for $4,000 to $6,000 instead of $25,000 or more, I'm pretty sure you will most definitely feel the love at that point. We're Moss Consulting. You know us. You trust us. Give us a shot at filling your recruiting needs. Let us grow and support your team so that you can focus on what you got into business to do.
Headhunters squawking, empty promises they're talking, greasy deals and dollar signs, robbing business owners blind.